Snoop Doggy Dogg. A judge in Los Angeles refused today to drop charges against him.
The woman managed to get free and notified hotel security, who called police. Shakur and 2 other men are charged with forcible sodomy and unlawful imprisonment.
From tales of survival and betrayal to the reality of life behind bars, explore the most shocking legal battles that rocked the rap world. Step with us into the stories of iconic rappers caught in the firm grip of the legal system. Tupac Shakur. In 1993, Tupac Shakur, a luminary in the hip-hop world, faced grave accusations that quickly spiraled into a legal and personal quagmire. Charged with first-degree sexual abuse, the case stemmed from a 19-year-old fan's allegations following a night at a Manhattan nightclub, leading to a distressing episode at the Parker Meridien Hotel. Here, the fan claimed Shakur coerced her into performing oral sex on his acquaintances, an assertion that painted a different picture from the mutual interactions previously shared. As the trial developed through 1995 and 1996, the courtroom became a battleground where biases surfaced, leading to the dismissal of 2 jurors prejudiced by Shakur's artistic persona. The victim's harrowing testimony against Shakur's defense narrative, which suggested motives of jealousy and retaliation, added layers of complexity to the proceedings. During the trial, an unrelated violent attack on Shakur added to the saga's intensity, bringing him to court in a wheelchair, showcasing his resilience. Ultimately, Shakur was convicted of sexual abuse but acquitted of weapons and sodomy charges, a partial vindication that nonetheless led him to serve 8 months at Clinton Correctional Facility. Shakur's sentencing was marked by an apology for the situation. Though not for criminal actions he maintained he didn't commit, his co-accused Jack Agnant faced a separate trial. While we saw ups and downs and biases in Tupac's story, Snoop Dogg's story evolves with a protocol. Calvin Broadus, Snoop Dogg. In 1993, Calvin Broadus, better known as Snoop Dogg, was at the zenith of his early career, poised on the brink of hip-hop royalty with the anticipation of his debut album, Doggy Style. Amid this ascent, a confrontation in Palms Park in Lakewood, California, escalated tragically, resulting in the death of Philip Woldemariam, a known member of the Buy Yourself Hustlers. The altercation, sparked by a heated exchange in gang signs, led to a chase that ended fatally. Snoop, accused of being an accomplice for driving the vehicle from which his bodyguard, McKinley Lee, fired the fatal shot, found himself embroiled in a legal battle that would captivate the nation. Lee asserted self-defense, a claim that would later play a pivotal role in the trial. Amid the legal turmoil, Snoop's career milestones, his album release and a VMA performance proclaiming his innocence, were shadowed by the specter of the courtroom. The trial, punctuated by appearances from hip-hop luminaries such as MC Hammer and Suge Knight, became a landmark in hip-hop history. Testimonies revealed Woldemariam had reached for his gun before Lee fired, a detail that, alongside revelations of tampered evidence, swayed the jury towards acquittal in 1996. Snoop Dogg and McKinley Lee were found not guilty of first-degree murder and voluntary manslaughter. The verdict, a moment of profound relief for Snoop, was a moving scene of gratitude and prayer. Now from Snoop Dogg we move to Russell Jones, aka ODB. How did his unique brilliance wrestle with the law's firm grip? Russell Jones, ODB. Russell Jones, better known as ODB, was a figure of unparalleled charisma in hip-hop, whose talents shone as brightly as his life was tumultuous. A founding member of the Wu-Tang Clan, ODB's raw energy and unfiltered style endeared him to fans worldwide, crafting a legacy that was as much about his music as his confrontations with the law. The year 1999 marked a significant moment in ODB's life, a year marred by a series of legal troubles that culminated in his incarceration. His encounters with the law ranged from the bizarre, a shootout with the NYPD, to the tragic, numerous arrests for drug possession. These incidents were but a mirror to ODB's battle with addiction, a struggle that played out in the public eye, entwining his artistic genius with his demons. ODB's journey through the legal system was fraught with challenges, leading to a sentence that saw him alternating between time behind bars and stints in rehab facilities. Despite these efforts, no amount of legal intervention could steer him away from his destructive path. ODB's untimely death in 2004, an endpoint to a life of extreme highs and lows, left the hip-hop community in mourning. Now let's shift focus to Sean Combs' Diddy, whose career is a mosaic of success and controversy. How has he navigated these waters? Sean Combs, Diddy. Sean Combs, better known as Diddy, stands as a colossus in the music industry, a titan whose influence spans decades, genres, and beyond music into realms of fashion, television, and spirits. His Midas touch has not only crafted hits but also shaped careers, transforming aspiring artists into icons. Yet Diddy's journey through the annals of entertainment history is not without its share of shadows cast by legal challenges that have tested his resolve and resilience. Among the most significant legal battles that Diddy has faced, the nightclub shooting incident in 1999 stands out. This event saw Diddy entangled in allegations of weapons violations and bribery, a saga that gripped the public and media alike. The trial that ensued was a spectacle, ending in Diddy's acquittal but leaving an indelible mark on his public image. This incident, among others, painted a portrait of a man perennially under the microscope, navigating the tightrope of fame and infamy. The impact of these legal skirmishes on Diddy's career is complex. Far from diminishing his stature, they added layers to his persona, intertwining the narratives of resilience and redemption with his identity. Diddy emerged from these trials with a reinforced image as a survivor, adept at turning adversities into stepping stones. No significant compensations were mandated, but the lessons gleaned from these confrontations have been invaluable. Now, the next entry, Earl Simmons, known as DMX, encountered his fierce battles beyond the music. Earl Simmons, DMX. Earl Simmons, known to the world as DMX, thundered into the rap industry with unparalleled ferocity. His growling delivery and narratives about life on the streets vaulted him to the apex of hip-hop royalty. Yet, as his star ascended, so too did his entanglement with legal troubles, casting long shadows over his career. One of the most notorious incidents in DMX's tumultuous journey occurred at Kennedy Airport. In an inexplicable episode, DMX commandeered a vehicle, claiming to be a federal agent. This act of audacity led to his arrest and a slew of charges, including cocaine possession, criminal impersonation, and possession of a weapon. The incident was not just a blip, but a glaring spotlight on DMX's struggle with substance abuse and his penchant for finding trouble. The legal ramifications were severe. DMX faced the possibility of years behind bars, but eventually he was sentenced to 40 days in Rikers Island. This episode was one of many that marred DMX's career, a relentless cycle of arrests and rehab stints that highlighted his battle with addiction. Despite his legal and personal battles, DMX's influence on hip-hop remains indelible. His life story, rife with triumphs and setbacks, speaks to the heart of his music, raw, unyielding, and deeply human. The outcome of his legal entanglements, while punitive, paled in comparison to the internal struggle DMX faced, a battle that ended only with his untimely death in 2021. DMX's story resonates with struggle and redemption. Up next, Dwight Grant, or Beanie Seagull, whose talents clashed with legal turmoil. Will his legacy transcend these battles? Dwight Grant, Beanie Seagull. Dwight Grant, famously known as Beanie Seagull, etched his name in hip-hop with a gritty realism that resonated from the streets of Philadelphia to the global stage. His narratives, steeped in the trials and tribulations of street life, earned him notoriety both inside and outside the recording booth. However, Seagull's profound impact on music was paralleled by a series of legal battles that threatened to overshadow his contributions. The most significant of these was an attempted murder case that gripped the headlines. Accused of a near-fatal shooting following a heated dispute, Seagull found himself entangled in a legal mire that put his career and freedom in jeopardy. The trial was a spectacle, with allegations flying and the public's gaze fixed on every development. Ultimately, Seagull was acquitted of the attempted murder charge but found guilty of lesser offenses, leading to a prison sentence that halted his rising trajectory in the music industry. The aftermath of Seagull's legal troubles rippled through his career and personal life. The time spent behind bars was a period of reflection, a hiatus from the music scene that saw Seagull grappling with the consequences of his actions. Upon his release, the landscape had shifted. Seagull was no longer just a rapper, but a figure marked by his encounters with the law. These experiences, though harrowing, infused his music with a deeper sense of introspection and resilience. No compensation was granted to the victims, as the legal outcomes focused on punitive measures for Seagull. Beanie Seagull's history meshes music with a misdemeanor, composing a complex legacy. Meanwhile, Remy Smith, known as Remy Ma, faced a climactic moment that reshaped her career and life. Remy Smith, Remy Ma. Remy Smith, better known as Remy Ma, carved a niche for herself in the competitive world of hip-hop, with her fierce lyrical prowess and undeniable talent. Emerging from the Bronx, Remy Ma's journey from the rough streets to the spotlight was a powerful demonstration of her grit and determination. However, at the height of her rising fame, a single incident would drastically alter the course of her life. One fateful night outside a Manhattan nightclub, a dispute over money escalated, leading to Remy Ma firing a shot that wounded her friend. This moment of anger plunged her into a legal battle that captured the attention of the hip-hop community and beyond. Charged with assault, illegal weapon possession, and attempted coercion, Remy Ma faced the harsh realities of the justice system. The trial was a harrowing ordeal, culminating in her conviction and a sentence of 8 years in prison, an interruption to her burgeoning career and personal growth. Incarceration was a turning point for Remy Ma. The years behind bars were a period of introspection and transformation, challenging her identity as an artist and individual. Upon her release, the landscape of her life had irrevocably changed. Remy Ma emerged with a renewed sense of purpose, leveraging her experience to advocate for criminal justice reform and re-establish her place in the music industry. The ordeal led to no financial compensation for the victim, but Remy Ma's story transcended her legal troubles, highlighting themes of redemption, resilience, and the power of second chances. Remy Ma's story of transformation and advocacy highlights the possibility of change. But how did Albert Banks, aka Prodigy, confront his moment of reckoning? Albert Banks, Prodigy. Albert "Prodigy" Johnson, one half of the legendary hip-hop duo Mobb Deep, etched an indelible mark on the music industry with raw narratives and realism. Known for classics like Shook Ones, PT2, Prodigy's influence extended far beyond the confines of Queensbridge, New York, resonating with fans worldwide. Yet during his ascent, a key moment in 2006 cast a long shadow over his legacy. Following a routine traffic stop, law enforcement discovered an illegal firearm in Prodigy's possession. This arrest led to a legal ordeal that culminated in a 3.5-year prison sentence, derailing Prodigy's career at a time when his influence was peaking. The consequences of this arrest were profound, not just in terms of time lost, but in the personal toll it exacted on Prodigy, who battled sickle cell anemia, a condition that his time behind bars exacerbated. Reflecting on Prodigy's life, it's clear his legal troubles did more than interrupt a thriving career. They highlighted the systemic challenges faced by many, particularly artists, navigating the treacherous waters of fame and scrutiny. Despite this setback, Prodigy's return to music was marked by a renewed sense of purpose, using his platform to address the injustices he witnessed firsthand. Prodigy's untimely death in 2017 left a void in the hip-hop community, but his legacy stands as a tribute to resilience in the face of adversity. His journey from the heights of musical acclaim to the depths of the penal system, and back again, emphasizes the indomitable spirit of a man who refused to be defined by his lowest moment. Prodigy's story intersects with the challenges of fame and personal strife. Terrence Boykin, Bump J. Terrence "Bump J" Boykin, once a towering figure in Chicago's vibrant hip-hop scene, found his promising career derailed by a foray into the criminal underworld. As a beloved local icon, Bump J's narratives painted vivid pictures of life in the Windy City, resonating with authenticity and raw energy. However, the line between storytelling and real-life actions blurred tragically in 2007, when he was implicated in a daring bank robbery. The case against Bump J was compelling, reinforced by surveillance footage and witness testimony that placed him at the scene of the heist, which saw over $100,000 stolen. Faced with overwhelming evidence and the prospect of a lengthy prison sentence, Bump J accepted a plea deal, leading to a 10-year term. This sentence not only paused his music career, but also forced a confrontation with the consequences of his actions. Navigating the penal system, Bump J transformed. The years behind bars were a time of introspection and redemption as he grappled with the impact of his choices on his family, fans, and future. Upon his release, Bump J emerged not only as a rapper eager to reclaim his place in the music industry, but also as a man committed to turning his past misdeeds into a message of caution and hope. Bump J's post-release journey has been one of reintegration and revival, both personally and professionally. With no compensation offered to the victims, the true restitution has been his efforts to contribute positively to his community and to use his platform to deter others from following a similar path. After examining Bump J's road to redemption, we turn to Travell Coleman, known as G-Dep. His extraordinary confession reveals the weight of a guilty conscience. Travell Coleman, G-Dep. Travell G-Dep Coleman's narrative in the hip-hop industry is as compelling as it is tragic. Once celebrated for his contributions to the genre under Puffy's Bad Boy Records, G-Dep's fleeting success was overshadowed by a haunting secret. In a turn of events that stunned both the public and the legal system, G-Dep walked into a police station to confess to a cold case homicide from 1993. A decision driven by a tormented conscience and a desire for redemption. The confession brought closure to a long unsolved mystery, but it also opened a Pandora's box of moral and legal questions. G-Dep admitted to shooting a man during a botched robbery attempt in his youth, not knowing the fate of his victim until he decided to come clean nearly 2 decades later. The court was faced with a dilemma: how to sentence a man who, after years of silence, chose to confront his past misdeeds head-on. Ultimately, G-Depp was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 15 years to life, a decision that divided opinions on justice and morality. The repercussions of G-Depp's confession extend beyond the legal outcome. They touch on the profound impact of guilt and the possibility of redemption. While no compensation could be given to the victim's family, G-Depp's story is a reminder of the heavy burden of unresolved guilt and the complex journey toward absolution.